Welcome to the Soul Infused Monday Show, your show for an inspired and meaningful week. I'm your host, Sonia Bueno de la Torre. I'm super excited that you're here today. And the question today is, are you sick of procrastinating on your dreams? Discover one of the core reasons why you might actually be stuck. If you are already here live or if you're on the replay, then you know I'm going to take a moment to let people jump in. And I invite you to take this opportunity to take a nice deep breath, to grab a pen and a paper so you can take notes, to remove any distractions, and to grab a cup of tea or water or something. Also, if you are already here, leave a comment and say hello so that I know you are here. And there comes sometimes a little bit with a delay, but be assured that I'm going to see and enjoy every single comment. Before I dive into the content of what is maybe the core reason for you to stay stuck, I want to create some context and also make sure that you are in the right place at the right time, that this show is actually for you. Most likely you've been on the path, you have done some work already in some form or another. And even though you've been on the journey, there are moments in your life where you feel that either you're not moving forward or they're trying very hard and it seems like you're going backwards. Maybe you're discouraged sometimes. Maybe you think that it's not working for you. Maybe you even have the thought sometimes, what the fuck is wrong with me? If you've ever thought any of this, you are in the right place. You're also in the right place if you actually know on some level, believe or take responsibility that your journey is your creation, that you are creating your own life, and that it's not your outside circumstances or other people that determine your life. Now, that doesn't mean that outside circumstances and people influence us, but it's very much under the premise that you are responsible and that you are consciously also taking responsibility. Because if you are in a place where you believe that someone else or something else is determined on your struggles, then this show might not be for you. However, you are welcome to stay anyway, obviously. So take a deep breath on that. And I want you to know you're not alone. I've been on this journey for a long time. I've done a lot of inner work. And there are moments in time where we feel like, what is going on? This is not working. I'm trying so hard. I've been reading. I've been working on myself. I've done workshops. I listen to podcasts. Whatever you do, there's an element of you thinking or experiencing that you're trying so hard and yet it feels like I'm stuck or I'm not living to my full potential. You feel that there's more, that there's something that you know in your own version, in your own life, that you can be better, that you can be bigger, that you can share more, that you can contribute more, that there's just more in you, that there's a path that you know you are not fully walking, and that there's something holding you back. So I'm going to give you an image, a visual, a metaphor to convey to you the force that you might be against that you might be against, just against. And it will be helpful to have something more visual, tangible, to have more understanding. And maybe there's nothing new that I'm going to say to you today, and maybe this is something new. Either way, I believe this is going to be beneficial, because oftentimes when we are on this journey of, let me back up. When you experience these moments where you feel discouraged, where you feel you're trying so hard and it's not moving forward, or at least it seems it appears that way, that often we fall back into self-judgment. And we think that something is wrong with yourself or with the work, that we go into judgment. And when we understand ourselves better, when we have a bigger picture of what's going on, it really allows you to look at it with more acceptance, with more compassion, and it will make the journey easier. Are you with me on that? I'm going to take a moment to check the comments, and then I'm going to share with you one of the core reasons that you might be stuck. Hi, Eva. Hi, Destiny. Eva, I hear you. Wow, much love. Wow. Shiva, just recovering now, feeling lots of pain. Oh, I'm with you. Sending you so much love and healing. And up against, thank you. And we made it. Okay, fantastic. So let me continue. You most likely, I'm pretty sure you know the analogy or the visual about the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, right? We've heard it, we've seen it. It's the iceberg effect, that the tip of the iceberg is what we are conscious, and the lower part that underneath the water is what is subconscious and what is running us. Now, I want to just go into that for a moment before I give you another piece. And even though you are aware of it, often we believe that once we are aware of the fact that most of it is unconscious, that then it's conscious, but it's still unconscious, it's still hidden. So what's holding you back is part of this equation. Now, the subconscious mind that is underneath the water is not only your own personal story, your beliefs, your conditioning from growing up, it carries all of the generational conditioning, their wounds from the past, their beliefs. It could be from this past life, other past lives, whatever your belief system is. But it's not only what you bring into this world from this personal lifetime and your childhood. It is actually filled with generational trauma as well. Now, let me give you a different image so that you understand why you maybe, even though you try so hard and you work so hard on yourself, might still be stuck, right? Most personal development work or approach, even though they dig a little deeper, stay on the surface. So therefore, you don't reach deeper. But I want to give you a different image so that you understand the forces. Imagine that your conscious mind, the one that is conscious, aware, that carries all your desires, your vision, where you understand that you're meant for something more. Maybe you even have soul consciousness, your dreams, your desires, your willingness to do the work, and all of that. Let's call that the conscious mind. And imagine that that is an ant, a little insect, the ant, an ant. Okay. And the end, what is you're working, so and the end is such a good example because it is very productive, it keeps working, it follows, it has just that mindset of, I'm working. And we put a lot of emphasis and a lot of work out there is to work on that conscious level. Now, what we are against up is what we often call resistance, right? So raise your hand if you know your resistance, if you felt ever resistant. I mean, resistance is there constantly. And from an instinctual and evolutionary perspective, resistance is here to protect you also, to keep you safe. Now, in order to keep you safe, it also often keeps you small for the reason to protect you. It's a strong, strong force. To illustrate that, the resistance and the core reason why you might feel stuck or don't, or, no, or you are not moving into the direction as you want, is because the resistance, the subconscious mind, is stronger, is bigger. So I call it the 800-pound gorilla. The 800-pound gorilla is your subconscious mind. It's what's underneath the water, is your resistance, your beliefs, your fears, your protection mechanism, your wounds. Everything is incorporated in that. So imagine it for a moment. Feel an 800-pound gorilla as an image. 800-pound gorilla. Okay. And now imagine this little ant is on the back of this gorilla. And that's your conscious mind. So your conscious mind might want to move somewhere, but the 800-pound gorilla has another idea, or wants to go somewhere else, or doesn't move at all. The 800-pound gorilla might just sit there and it is not moving. And as this little ant on the back of the gorilla, you just keep trying harder and you move and you go in that direction and you want to take it with you. But the 800-pound gorilla is going to have more force than this little ant. Does it make sense? Just let that sink in for a moment, just as a visual, as something tangible. What you are against up is an 800-pound gorilla, and the piece that is trying to work towards that or with it is a little ant. And yes, have done work, you've done deeper, you addressed the deeper issues, and you've progressed. Anyone, if you're watching this and you have done work in the past, it was beneficial, it brought you here, it changed your life in some way, and it continues. Now, but if there's something that keeps reoccurring and you feel like I'm still holding myself back, I'm just not moving forward, it's most likely because you didn't go as deep as to the level of the 800-pound gorilla. So I'm going to let this sink in for a moment. I have a few more pieces, but I would love to hear from you. How does that sound as a visual? Because when you understand what you are against up, and you understand it's not because you don't have willpower, or because something is wrong with you, it's simply maybe the fact that you've been focusing more on the conscious, on changing with goal setting, intention setting, strategies, and they're all fantastic. But if you don't do the deeper inner work that gets you to the level of the 800-pound gorilla, then that force is going to be against you. Does it make sense? So you want to do the deeper inner work. You want to also, I talk a lot about reconnecting to your soul, because you want to build that muscle that connects you to your higher self, that connects you to your soul, so that force becomes as strong or stronger and walks with the gorilla and not against it. I'm going to take a moment to check your comments. So let me know, is this landing? How does this sound? What are you hearing me say? Do you have any questions? And I'm going to give you another piece, and that hopefully will make also more sense. Okay. Hi, Amy, it's here. Fantastic. Yes, resistance. I have felt resistance before. Yes, everybody. Resistance is a huge part of the human experience. So it's really important to not judge that and to work with it, to become friends in some way with your 800-pound gorilla, because you as an ant fighting the 800-pound gorilla, how much are you going to succeed? That's why trying harder is most likely not the right way to go. Trying harder is not going to, imagine this little ant trying to push the 800-pound gorilla. That's what you do consciously. It's not going to work. Even knowing that, I feel it releases so much pressure. That makes sense. And yes, I get it and have felt this. Yes, this makes a great deal of sense to me. Yes, makes sense. Okay, very helpful image. Thank you. Yes. Okay, fantastic. So, of course, just hearing and knowing this is not going to just be the solution for everything. You still get to do the work, right? It's the same, like, and I give this example about, and whatever the work means to you and with whom you do it. Because the truth of the matter is, this 800-pound gorilla, we can, as the ant that we are, often not conquer ourselves. You need help. You need someone to work with or a support system. That's what I do with my clients. That's what I do when I work with people, but there are plenty other people out there. However, if you would be able to do this all by yourself, you would have done it already and you wouldn't even listen to me. So you get to do the work, but knowing this just releases a lot of pressure and self-judgment, and it creates compassion, and you know where to go, because at least you know in which direction to go. And you don't want to fight resistance. You don't want to judge resistance. You want to become an ally, or you want to find ways to work with it and to understand it better, because the 800-pound gorilla is there for a reason. It's there to protect you. It's instinctual programming. There's so much stuff that is really not for you going on your path, and you walk your own vision, or walk your own path and follow your vision, because following your own path, putting yourself out there, fulfilling your dreams is scary. Sometimes it is a challenge. It is not that easy. So of course we talk ourselves out of it. We are afraid and we hide, right? But imagine a world where more people would follow their own path. They would be brave enough. They would be courageous enough to take one step at a time and to really, really live their own authentic path. The world would be a different place. And it's happening more and more and more. So if this is you, take a nice deep breath. And maybe it's time to address your 800-pound gorilla. The other reason, there are several reasons, but that's one of the core reasons why you are procrastinating maybe on your dreams, why you are feeling stuck, is because even though you might have believed in the past that you'd go deep, you have not gone deep or deep enough to reach that level of that 800-pound gorilla that is holding you back. And I can even feel it energetically for a moment, that force of this power. And then this little piece of consciousness is just trying to move. One other reason I keep seeing over and over again, and I can so understand, because I'm 100% with you on this journey. I know it's not easy, and I know it takes a lot to walk this path. But the other reason is that often we give up before we arrive somewhere. And I've seen this in my journey right now when I've been hiking for hours and I've seen something beautiful. The other day I was hiking, and I've walked already like for over 2 hours. And from the distance and from way up high, I saw a beach. And I saw it was very steep. It was not an easy path. And I was really torn about, am I going to walk all the way there? It would have taken me maybe an hour. I didn't know. And I also knew I would have to walk all the way back. So I was in this moment of, am I going to give up and walk back, or am I going to keep walking? Am I going to keep walking, just, taking it one step at a time and going there? So I chose to do it. And it was a little scary and it was challenging. And yet once I was there and I arrived, I felt like, wow, the reward that we get when we don't give up is immense. We don't know it, and we might not believe that we're going to get there. That's why we do give up. But the combination about not addressing the 800-pound gorilla, your resistance, your subconscious mind on a very deep level, on an energetical level, and combined with giving up before arriving at that moment where you felt accomplished, that you really faced something so deep, those two things might be one of the core reasons why you're procrastinating or you're not fulfilling your dream. So I hope this is helpful. Take a moment to tune in. Just take a deep breath and let me know, what is your biggest takeaway today? What is your biggest takeaway? and really take some time, like tune in. And while you do this, there's more questions, there's more work. What I told you in the beginning, like, it's not the solution. This piece that I'm giving you, it's not going to fix it for you. It's not now suddenly it's going to disappear, but it gives you such a great framework and context to you continuing the work. And if you resonate with me and you feel like, yes, Sonia, I want to grab this 800-pound gorilla and you want to work with me, I have one spot left. Apply for a call with me if you want to work privately with me, or if you want to work with somewhere else, go somewhere, just get the help that you want. And if you are already working with me, be sure and trust that's actually part of the work that we're doing, even though consciousness is maybe not aware of it, but that's a big part of it. What is your biggest takeaway? Let me know. And I will take a moment to check the. And I have a question here from Amy, how to learn to go with it. Well, you are already on the path, as I know, and ultimately is doing the work and also trusting that it's part of the journey. I know it's easier said than done, but embracing it or learning how to go with it is also to be okay and to take the pressure off and to tune into that resistance and to dig deeper. What's underneath the resistance? There's usually fear, and the fear is usually attached to a trauma. And when we resolve that, every time we resolve something, we peel a layer off. So you are on the right path already anyway, Amy, because I have the honor to work with you already. And not be afraid of the 800-pound gorilla. Yes, great takeaway. Keep going. Do not give up. Great takeaway. Yes. So if you have any more questions, if there's anything else that comes up for you when you're watching the replay or you're listening to it on one of the podcasts, leave me a message, write me a review. I always love to hear from you. It means the world to me. When I get back and I read reviews, this is a real joy moment for me, that I feel like it's an exchange of appreciation. So if you're listening to this on Insight Timer or Spotify or whatever, and you are able to leave a review, do so if this was valuable to you, because it is really wonderful for me to receive that. And last but not least, I invite you for the rest of the day today to tune in. What is your vision? What is your dream? Like, what is it that you want to do and that you might have been holding yourself back? Just to have clarity around it, and then imagine and tune into that image of the ant and the 800-pound gorilla, and just check in with you. Okay, what can I do? What's one step I can take today? And if you're already working with someone, then you are already covered. Or if you need to get help, find the right person. If I am the right person for you, I'm more looking for one beautiful soul that is willing and ready to face the gorilla, so to say. And then I invite you to reach out to me and to apply for a consultation with me. Now I'm going to read one more takeaway and I'm going to let you get going for today. Takeaway here, the subconsciousness still running the show. Take the pressure off, but keep digging. Beautiful takeaway. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sonia. It shifted my energy. I will keep walking. Love it, love it, love it. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you for showing up. You showing up here already makes a huge difference. You're on the path. Come back Monday, every Monday. Just put it in your calendar as a recurring event. Set it as a meeting, as a weekly inspiration to be in this vortex of energy. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a fantastic rest of your day and enjoy the process of discovering more of your 800-pound gorilla. Much love. Bye for now.